Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast where we try to figure it all out with your hosts, Brandon and Collin. On this week's show, Astral Projected Rage. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
How is your March starting off on?
It's soggy.
Oh, my goodness. I was like...
Soggy and also apparently on fire. That is the weird thing.
Oh, we don't
here,
have the fire. Wait a minute. What is going on?
Earlier this week, I can't remember what day it was. Might have been Thursday. Right? I wake up. I'm like, oh, man. No, it was Friday because I took the trash down to the curb. I remembered to take down the trash. Shocking in and of itself. Let's be honest. But when we went down there, it was just like hazy outside, and it kind of smelled of smoke. And I was like,
"Uh-oh,
that's weird. I wonder if there's like something on fire somewhere."
Yeah, it's typically not a good sign.
No. And so I was like, is it like it just like smelled smoky, right? I was like looking around. I didn't hear fire engine noises. I was like, okay, that's weird. So we're driving to school, and there's just like this low fog, like slammed, like really close to the ground, but it's like smoke, right? And it turns out they were doing some sort of burn in the Mark Twain National Forest, right? And it was just like, plus there's some wildfires out around, so I don't know but this burn in the forest was like they were doing some sort of controlled burn thing, and it was just like so smoky.
Oh my
gosh. Everywhere. It was really weird.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. For some reason, I feel like now that you mention it, there were a lot of burns going on up by us, and I don't know. I don't
know if part of that is because of the wildfires that are in like Oklahoma and Kansas, right?
Oh,
and then I don't know if that is connected, but it does feel weird for the Forest Service to be like, there's a red flag warning. We should do a controlled burn.
We too like to live dangerously.
Hold on, guys. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't. Wait a minute.
I'm out.
I know you all are the professionionals. However,
yeah. Plus, it's gonna be real rainy all this week. So like, I don't. Hold on for like a day, and
that's
then
probably what they were thinking. They're like, if it gets out of control, we'll get some rain coming to work.
That might have been sort of part of the plan, right? Yeah. They were like, well, we'll do it right before the rainy day happens.
Let her rip.
So like, what could go wrong? Well,
yes.
Never mind. But yeah, so that was a very weird Friday, and like it was so bad. I was like, if it doesn't not do that, like. I guess I don't know if they stopped or if the wind just shifted, but like all of that was gone by noon. Because I was like, we can't go outside to recess like this. Yeah. Like, I don't know if it's because the wind shifted or if the pressure changed and it like, let up all of that smoke from being like, because it was like slammed like to the ground. Like it was weird. It was like not higher than the trees really.
Ew.
Right, so it just felt like there was like all this like high pressure air was just sort of like smooshing down.
The high pressure smooshed.
Yeah, the good old high pressure smoosh, right? So I don't know, but yeah, that was weird. So it was smoky, and now it's rainy.
We had ice pellets from the sky earlier. That was
fun. Did you?
Yeah,
we did have that. We just had rain.
I had to step outside.
Pretty chill rain.
To fix a brake pad on a set of rollerblades, and
as one does,
I had to go out to my little workbench in our garage. So my garage is a detached garage, and so what do I call it? Just naturally,
a barn.
Yeah. Yes. To which I am reminded by my entire family that we do not have a barn, and I'm like, it's kind of a barn because it's over there, and I've got to walk to it. It's barn-esque.
Yeah. What's in there? Lawn tools.
Yes.
That's barnish, right?
Very barnish.
Very barnish, right? Just because there's not a big giant ham radio in it doesn't mean it can't be a barn. Okay, that is not.
I think you just mean that it's pre-ham radio.
Oh, sorry. The power of yet, right?
Yes.
Got him.
No, I stepped outside because I had to go to the workbench to fix this thing, and all of a sudden I was just like, "Ow! What is ow? What is that?" And it was just little tiny like with great rapidity being pelted as I managed to sprint out to the barn and get it fixed. But yes, now we are settled in for our long springtime rain this week. So I have my boat ready, and I think we're ready.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Got your galoshes all galoshed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Waxed jacket. Waxed. Yeah.
Yes. That's what I used to have a wax jacket.
You did used to have one. That's why I said that. I just remembered that just right now.
Because that's how I am.
Why not?
Why not?
It's a thing.
I don't have that anymore, but I should find that.
Yeah.
But so we made it back from Tejas
yes.
alive. And I say
this is
that,
good.
Knowing that a shooting literally just took place like a block from where we were. So
holy cow! Yeah, I was gonna wonder. I don't know what day you actually came back, but Susan was like, "Is he still there?" And I was like, "I don't think so."
No, we came back on Monday, so it was a couple days after that. But yeah, I was just like, well, that's fun. But there were so many protesters all over downtown. I didn't talk about this last time when I was in
because you were there,
alcove. But yes,
someone could have heard you.
Like the family again. I did not get a vacation. I worked the whole time, which is fine. I just have to remind people this when they're like, "Oh man, you must have enjoyed your time in Texas," and I'm like, I did not.
I was hosting all the things, all the surprise things, surprise hosting.
Yes, all the time. So, but the family, like, they drove around, they saw stuff, they did a tour of the Capitol and all that stuff, which was really cool. But there were so many protesters there for Iran, and then like from our hotel in downtown one night for 2 hours, we heard the Palestine-Israel protesters out on the streets marching around, and I was just like, this is fun, this is cool. And so,
good place for a dog conference, really.
So it was good. No, we really enjoyed it. It was very cool. Way of the future. I always forget what a tech hub Austin is.
It also, I don't really think about it really. Like,
also,
it's a little more low key in that regard.
It has the tallest building in Texas, which is also, I wasn't expecting that. I forget the name. I figured Houston for sure.
Well, no, if it'd been in Houston, it would have been blown over a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like every hurricane just
obviously like
what is it?
It's called the Water Line, and it's just offices.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it's like a tower thing or like a building, right? Because like the tallest building in Estonia is the old Soviet TV tower.
No, I will send you.
So like, I didn't know if it was like.
No, it was not a Soviet. It's not a Cold War era piece of equipment.
That's unfortunate, but
I'm going to send you this. It's called the Water Line, and it's the tallest. And so we were really close.
Is it ugly?
It's not a conventional thing. It looks like a basket on a basket. Is how I'm going to describe this.
I was not prepared for that description.
Let me know when you get this. See? It kind of, the lattice work on the top one, like the lines of the windows and the sight lines on the top portion do not match the bottom one.
I don't like this.
See?
But I don't like it because of that. I don't like it because it's just ugly.
Well, it is
ugly.
It is not a pleasant.
I would also protest this. I would protest.
So this,
right? Like this,
yeah, and
I
it's
don't. Yeah.
it's a
What a
new
weird
edition.
building to be the tallest building in Texas
I know,
out
I
of
know,
all the buildings.
and it's not like super huge. It's also brand new. Like it's less than a year
Oh,
old.
this is very new. Look at
Yes.
this architecture right here. What
Yeah.
even? I don't even know.
Yeah. So this
Also, I'm
was
just my former job training is taking over, and I'm looking at these windows and these
mm,
curtain wall designs, going, "Oh my gosh, how?
yeah. Yeah. It
That's a
is not
lot of paint."
it's not a good looking building. It's got too many sections in it. And
And they're also not
yeah.
like I know that it doesn't look like it's squared,
Oh, it's not. Here's
right?
a
The
better
bottom part
picture.
is like all wonky looking.
You can yes, there is no it's not like a column. Certain
Oh,
floors
see this, but from
protrude.
this angle, it looks better.
I don't know about that. But
I
yeah,
think
this
this
isn't.
angle looks better than the other angle.
You can see the different hashing marks there and how
Yeah,
like they're just proportionately different. Like the top are larger windows and larger sightlines than the lower half, um, which gives it an interesting proportion when you're looking at it on the skyline. Because
yeah.
like the things that are further away, anyway, it's just an odd building, I think. But anyway, so this was we could see this from our hotel.
I like that it's
We
on
did,
Lady Bird Lake. Little
yes,
Lyndon B. Johnson shout out here. Look at
yes.
there.
We learned
who
lots,
was who was expecting Lyndon B. Johnson to show up in this podcast episode? Not me.
much like the Inquisition.
Yeah,
Ah,
never expect.
never
Bang.
expecting the LBJ. Yes.
Yeah.
Also learned that that lake is only 40 feet deep, and
Dang.
due to the large amount of rebar, it is illegal to swim in that lake.
There's a lot of rebar in the lake. Is it supposed to be there, or did it
Uh,
accidentally get put into the lake?
it was placed in the lake
Okay, it
because
fell off the water line.
right. No, Miss Ladybird herself apparently was the one that like pushed to get people to not swim in it.
Oh,
Because it was a big dumping ground for a lot of that kind of thing. And so
okay.
people were
Well,
getting caught and impaled on all of the rebar in the lake. So that's neat to say the least.
is a thing.
That's
Mixed
for
use,
sure.
residential, office, and hotel,
Yeah,
all in one.
all in
It
one.
is very cyberpunky, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying this is like the same architecture as some of those cyberpunk mega buildings, but also I'm not saying that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that first one. It's definitely like the first that appears in the skyline, and then slowly everything else just starts to look like
Yeah.
this. Like this is, yeah. I it was neat to see. Our was not nearly as tall, obviously. But we had
I mean, yeah.
yeah. But again, it's all this big tech money coming in with people moving their headquarters. And the other thing that really freaked me out, and we didn't get to ride in one, but I really wanted to, and I should have just like dedicated an hour for my task, was
Oh.
I really wanted to drive a ride in a driverless Waymo car. Because they were spreaded, they were swarming, they swarmed. I had to walk. My little walk from where our hotel to the library was like 10 minutes, and I would make that walk at 7:40 in the morning, and they would just pour into the city. They were pouring in from the outskirts, nobody in the driver's seat, and just these things going moving to get in position for the later rush of people needing to get. It was pretty otherworldly,
That's weird.
that's what I'm going to say. And people they pull up. You can request it from the rideshare apps or whatever, and they pull up. And I'm like, it's one thing. Like if there's a driver in a car, and you get a rideshare app or you get the taxi, like you're supposed to sit in the back seat. It's one thing
Yeah.
if you're like, yeah, I'm going to sit in the passenger seat, front passenger seat with the driver there. That communicates one thing to me. If you do that with a driverless car, that has a whole other level of I would be so unnerved being that close to a steering wheel that was moving. Like,
That's true.
I don't know about this.
I mean, yeah. Do you still sit in the back? Like, where are you supposed to be?
It's probably more socially welcoming to sit in the front passenger seat now because you're not having to sit next to a person and feel awkward. It just
Yeah, but like you're still being driven around. You're
yeah.
still Miss Daisy. So
How
do you
yeah.
do you still sit in the back? Like I don't know.
See, how do you
Just in
Miss Daisy
case it
yourself?
crashes, like the back might be safe.
Maybe you just hedge your bets and go, I'm just gonna
I don't know.
right back here. That's for sure. So that was fun, but I would be remiss also if I didn't give the listeners at least a little bit of a car review for the trip. This is
right. Collin's rental car review corner.
Collin's rental car review corner.
We haven't had this in a while.
No, we haven't, because I haven't had to drive places for a while. I did have to rent one car last year, but I was in it so little. I think I was in it all of like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But anyway, this time I drove 1,600 miles or whatever in Chrysler Pacifica. Now,
hey,
the like
we have some history with the Chrysler Pacifica. Weirdly,
what do I know this?
Yes,
what?
Yeah, you do.
What?
I think that's what one of the trips, something that we drove in a vacation as a youth. One of the things we drove in a Chrysler Pacifica one time, like older one.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Is this maybe like Montana-y thing?
Okay. No. That's a Chrysler. Oh no. Because that was the weird. Oh no, it wasn't a Pacifica.
No, because it was a van thing.
It was a van.
Yeah.
Van thing, but not the Pacifica.
I think you're wrong.
No.
Yes.
I will find this.
I think I am correct here.
But I thought it was like squatter or something. It was
not.
Yes,
yes, because cars never undergo design changes in 20 years ever. Wait.
Oh no, you're right.
I know I'm right.
Oh no.
Yeah, how I feel about that.
It was this monstrosity. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten this. I'm sending this over. It started out in life as the Chrysler Pacifica crossover. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the trip. Whatever trip that was, I think that might have been Montana.
It was Montana.
That is though nobody remembered to bring music, and all we had was Michael Jackson and some sort of country and western thing that we got at a gas station. Yes, like Western Swing's greatest hits from a gas station in Wyoming. Oh yeah.
Wow.
And like a Michael Jackson CD somehow.
Wow. This is what's
that was
weird
either
about...
that was either Montana. I think it was Montana. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. What's weird about the Pacifica?
So, Collin, update us on the Pacifica.
Okay. Well, first things, the modern Pacifica is a true minivan with the sliding doors. The 2008, 2010 version, or whatever this is. Yeah.
I think it was older than that, but it's fine.
No, this thing was only produced from 2004 to 2008.
Yeah, so it would have been closer to the 2004, though, is what I'm saying.
Yes. So the 2004 version just had 4 normal doors. It was not a minivan. It was a big crossover thing.
Mm-hmm.
They then added the name to the Pacifica, to an actual minivan. And
rebrand.
Yes, they redid facelift everything. This is so weird. My brain.
You were prepared for me to remember that key piece of historical information.
No, I was not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird that it became the true minivan. I think
apparently the Funkhauser rental car of choice, Chrysler Pacifica. This is what I'm learning today.
Yes. Absolutely, it is. So we got this because we wanted
Sliding doors.
sliding doors, obviously, because
Yeah.
that's cool. And B, we wanted a lot of room and not have to worry about cramming and being able to move around. And I can fully
Yeah.
push back. And also, weird thing, if you don't want to rent a car with a credit card, the largest vehicle you can rent with a debit card is a minivan.
Oh.
I've learned this.
That is a weird delineation line. Like, I wouldn't think that the cost between a minivan and van would be that
Yes.
would be that great, right? I didn't think the discrepancy would be large enough to warrant that.
Yeah, but if you wanted to do like an SUV, no, you can't do that with a with a debit card. You have to do it with a credit card. So it's very interesting.
That is very interesting.
So
I've only ever rented cars, so I've never had to worry about this.
we did this. Now, the last one that I drove, and I'm actually going to put in this history of the Pacifica.
A dissertation by the Old Brother podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, here. This is from the Miami Lakes.
Collin, you've been in every iteration of the Chrysler Pacifica almost, I bet. Look at that.
Actually,
a fun fact that we probably were unaware of. Because
yeah,
I think we rented another one a different time also.
Yes. I was just about to say that I think many years ago, we actually rented another Chrysler Pacifica. Yeah. And so what's weird is in the history, the minivan the Chrysler minivan used to be called the Town and Country. That used to be their name for that. And they actually brought back the Pacifica name in like 2016. So it's not even like, I mean, we're coming up on 10 years, a decade of it being around, which is why it has so much mind share in mind of like, oh, the Pacifica has always been around, but it hasn't. So this is why my brain is a little...
It used to be a different thing.
It used to be something completely different and more horrid looking is what I'll say. The original
and I think also because there was Chrysler had instead Chrysler was using the Plymouth name they had Plymouth minivans. Right?
Yes.
I think this may have been a situation like prior to 2008, right, when
it was
the car market collapsed, and the big recession thing happened, and a bunch of they consolidated, and they realized, hey, we don't need to make 50 of the same car under different names. General Motors, what are you doing? But I think they shut down the Plymouth thing, but Plymouth had minivans and other stuff. So they were like making that stuff, but it was under the Plymouth umbrella.
Yes. And if you'd like to know,
because we knew somebody that had a Plymouth minivan.
Yes. I just sent you a picture of the Plymouth. This was the Plymouth Voyager and the Plymouth
that's
Grand
what it
Voyager.
Was.
So I just sent you this picture. In my brain, this is a Chrysler Pacifica from the 1990s, which obviously makes a lot of sense because they were made by
Chrysler Pacificas.
Chrysler Pacifica, whatever.
I mean,
like,
it was.
That's why it's fine.
It was under the umbrella. Yes.
This like weird lozenge shaped bulbous thing.
Yeah, but all things were lozenge shaped in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Like every van looked like that.
But man, you know what? There was a day. I'm going to send you another picture. There was a day where the second gen just disappeared off the road. Do you remember seeing
that? Is true. I remember these things tose I definitely knew somebody that had this. Like, you know,
man, that was those just disappeared.
You know,
yeah.
That needs to be the show art, by the way. Just
okay.
That.
Okay. So
the long lost van. Right.
It is. Oh man, the second gen Chrysler Voyager. So I have. This is
all of its beautiful squareness,
it's
right?
So nice. Also sliding doors, and then Plymouth made the Voyager, and it made it that other one that I sent you. But then that morphed later into the Chrysler Voyager, and then
Yeah.
Chrysler Pacifica after that. So Voyager died. Pacifica came on with the weird crossover thing, and then they
Crossovers were all the rage in 2004.
Yes,
that was a thing. The word
Yes.
crossover was ubiquitous in vehicle marketing, right? Everybody thought that you needed that instead, right? And then they just decided the word SUV was just more useful, and the word crossover died, and it has not been heard until today. Right now, in this podcast, resurrecting the word crossover.
There's gonna be a spike in the Google Word analytics that pop up with.
They'll be like, "What happened?"
What is happening? Is this the rebirth that all the General Motors and everybody's waiting for? Is that they can bring?
True. We'll know whenever GM has a crossover commercial in for next year's brand. We'll know we were on the cutting edge here.
Yes.
We'll demand royalties. Just kidding. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So. The last one we rented was a Chrysler Pacifica hybrid, and that thing was like an absolute spaceship. Like there was so much tech in that thing, and it was wonderful, and I actually really enjoyed driving it. This one was the base model, the Chrysler Pacifica Select, which I love when companies try and make even the base model sound like somewhat nice and fancy, right?
There's no. I am gonna go out. Here's my hot take of the day. There's no such thing as a base model anymore, because every base model is like what in like 1998 would have been like the second or third tier, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. This is the. I don't know if you want to call it trim model inflation or trim or whatever, but
they cut away the bottom because then because if you offer the cheapest option, people are going to buy that and they want more money in their bottom line, so they're going to discontinue the cheapest option and only give you the thing. So it is base model inflation, right?
It is.
They convince you don't need. Oh, you need all this stuff, and you're like, well, I don't need that actually, but you can't buy one without it. Boom.
Nope. And even then,
which is why our father rebuilt a random truck that crashed instead of buying a new truck because it had too much stuff in it.
Exactly.
This is
yes, because there's too much. and even when you do want the current base model, which is the aforementioned the highest trim from 5 years ago, they don't have any of those on the lot.
Well, no.
And so what actually ends up happening is the base model will have a higher price because of the delivery and extra charges to get it to you than if you just buy a higher trim that's on the lot.
Is that because they've just given all the base models to the rental car companies?
I mean, that is also true.
Is that what happened? The rental car companies are buying all the base models.
Yes. Also, they don't want to sell these things. They don't want to sell these to you. They want you to buy the grand poop,
the higher margin
stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So they make it hard. But this is the Select, and they added some of the additional features, like all of the driver safety, lane assist, auto things, buzzing things are going to be turned on. And all of my review boils down to this. We own a 2014 Jeep Cherokee. I was immediately familiar with all of the controls in the 2025 Chrysler Pacifica.
I mean, it is the same brand family.
It is.
Right.
It is.
Jeep is trying really hard to make you think that they're like a separate entity, but with all the weird duck nonsense and this random cleanest Jeeps in the world thing, but it's just a Chrysler.
It's just a Chrysler, and it's like I know that. I know it's Dodge Jeep, Dodge Jeep Chrysler. All those I know that they're part of all that. It is whatever. But like you sit in here, I'm sitting in a 2014 Jeep Cherokee. I'm holding the steering wheel. All of the buttons are the exact same.
Of course.
Every but all of the volume knobs exact same. The window knobs, the window buttons, everything, every touch point and surface on this. I went, I immediately know where I am. And part of it is going, yes, these are the same. But I need to remind you, there is over a
10-year
decade,
gap.
a decade separating these two vehicles. They are really getting their money's worth out of these Switches at this point. Like, they're really, really. I don't know how many extra knobs and buttons and whatever and bits of plastic they have. I have no idea, but they are just they're going to use those until
they're just not. The dies are holding up. We don't need to redesign.
Yeah.
They're not wearing out. I mean,
they've done it, guys. Chrysler Dodge Jeep has found the perfect window button.
The die machine is working good. You know,
They
it's
don't
excellent.
need to change this. So, I was just immediately shocked. Like, what? How? How is this possible? So it just, and that was just running through my head the entire trip as I'd be touching buttons to move something or to increase speed on this or whatever. You know, it's just like everything is at the exact same place.
Yeah,
it's so
the same.
unnerving.
That is pretty funny.
So all that to say is, if you would like the same experience of driving a 2025 Chrysler Pacifica, I can save you probably about $20,000, and I'll sell you my Jeep Cherokee, and it'll be
there you go.
Boom,
got him.
Oh, and don't get me started on. Have you seen? This is the last thing I'll talk about, and then we need to get started with our book. Have you seen the push for the rugged minivans? Have you seen these?
No.
Have you seen?
I can't. No.
Chrysler.
I can't. Oh no.
Chrysler released this. I'm going to send a copy. Chrysler released this. It's called the. Chrysler
Is this like 6 years after hashtag van life peaked?
Yes.
We're like, guys, look at this.
Yeah, it's called the Grizzly Peak. So Chrysler Pacifica.
I hate that name so much.
Grizzly Peak.
They can't be selling these. Like, no, who's buying this?
It's an overlanding version of the Pacifica. Now.
What a sentence. Yo.
Oh. Yes. Now this is still
Aaron Dakar, watch out.
I know. This is so great. This is what they released as like a.
Did they put rails on the roof for this picture?
Uh-huh.
Are you meaning to tell me that this thing? You want me to believe that this people will need sand rails if they are driving in this thing? Like,
because it's an overlanding version of the Pacifica.
I can't. That hurts me.
Because this is what people have been clamoring for. You don't know. They want a lifted ride because it's got all-wheel drive. It's got all-wheel drive, Brandon.
Wow.
It's got all-wheel drive already.
Neat.
And this is the newest. This is what they are wanting to come out within the next year. Is this what their concept here? Imagine a Chrysler minivan lifted by 3 inches, with like way more horsepower and off-road suspension.
Here's what I need. Here's what I don't think car executives understand. People that are off-road enthusiasts and people that are potential overland drivers, they do not want to drive from the showroom floor to the desert. That's like not the allure, right? It is the wrenching that is a big part of the allure of this, which is why people that actually go like off-roading, like it will be in like a 1987 Chevy Trailblazer, right? Like,
yes,
that's what it's going to be. Because it's not about it has these things stock. It's about hey, look what I did to this thing, right? It is the car mod community, right? That is the big push behind that. Not like in a lot of those communities, like if you show up in that, people will like laugh at you and not talk to you. Like that's how it works. Like no one's gonna be like, oh wow, look, you bought a thing and then came here. That's like poser material, right? Like
yes,
they don't like that.
No, and it's
So
definitely
people
a
might buy it for Instagram, but like the real homies are not driving that.
nope.
They don't want it because they have like very hyper specific things that they want, and they're going to put it on there,
Yes.
right? Like, so you just need to, like, I don't understand what part of the market is going to go for this. Like, who's going to buy this? No one.
Unfortunately, I think a lot of people, because there's just been this overall trend to have more ruggedized or off-roady capable everything, everything.
Yeah,
Like,
but nobody drives it off road,
I know, but if
which
you
is the
even
thing
look
that
at like
annoys
if
me
you look at
about
the humble
the Jeep Duck
Rav
thing.
4, the Rav 4, not a capable or off-road machine. Why in the world can you upgrade? Can you get it to like this insane like off-road like wilderness? What is it called? What is it called? Like wilderness
Yeah,
package or whatever. Like
probably it's got like a
woodland,
winch or something on it. Probably
woodland
like
thing or whatever.
yeah.
It's like what are we doing here, people? You know, it's and you see it even with previously off-road capable stuff like Subaru. Subaru is making their stuff even more outlandish and wilderness and like super uber duper non-road tech kind of marketing. I'm going, who?
Is that because they know that the United States government is not going to maintain the roads? Is that
I mean,
is that is that why? As if
probably.
like this is the thing that annoys me about like the Jeep Duck thing, right? Like these are the cleanest vehicles I've ever seen in my life. Like
Right.
there's not a speck of dirt upon them. And you like are wanting me to believe that you drive off road? I don't believe you
No.
at all. Like people that go off roading, like for real, like don't wash their cars because they want you to know what they were doing, right? They're like, man, I'm not washing that up, right? I'm proud of this, right? I'm proud of this. I got stuck in a bunch of mud and I climbed my way out of it. I'm leaving that mud on my car,
Yes.
right? So when you see like pristine, like the tire shine has been applied, right? What are you doing? What are you doing? Right? I don't like to throw around the word poser very often, but this is poser behavior, like for sure. Like this is the definition of poser, right? You are posing with your car. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like in original skateboarding parlance, a poser is somebody that stands and holds the skateboard. That's a poser. You literally pose, right? That's what this is. This is poser behavior, and I disapprove this message, right? I disavow these people.
Yep, because they're not actually using it. They're just driving it around. They like
and
the
they
look,
still can't park.
and they can't.
That's the other
Well,
problem.
now they have more. Now they don't have to worry about parking because they can just go over things.
No, they'll park even worse. That's
Yes.
what's going to happen.
Yes.
Worse parking at the grocery store parking lot. That's what you can expect now. Hooray.
Good grief and gravy. So, maybe next time I'll have the Grizzly Peak and I can
maybe
review on that.
if your
I'll let you
dog
know.
conference is in Montana,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Hey, there we go.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, I festivaled
Oh.
briefly
What?
this week. I returned for the 78th Chin National Day Festival.
Oh, nice.
Boom.
Yes.
So I went to that, and we did not stay as long this time. We did not stay for 20 hours of a wrestling tournament. We did not stay for that. But yeah, I was okay. I already had to sit in the gym bleachers for a couple hours, and I was like, yeah, I'm good now. we saw the speeches and the fashion show things and some dancing. It was very cool. It was very fun, very exciting. Had some food, right? One of the students was there, and she was like, "My mom wants to buy you food. You have to come with me right now." I was like, "Well, okay."
Darn.
Okay. You twisted my arm. Like, it's fine. So it was cool. That's what we did this week, really. It was last weekend, I guess.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, there you go. That's all I have. Oh, I do have a requested segment for you, Collin.
Oh.
I've been pressured to include this as an official segment on the show. It might even be a returning segment. We don't know. But are you ready for things that I heard in 6th grade, right?
Who could have possibly pressured this?
It's a mystery.
This is
where, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just read you a sentence with no context.
Okay.
And then I will explain afterwards. I feel like that's the best way to do this.
Okay. I love this. Yeah. This is absolutely perfect. This is great. So
let's do one. Let's do one here, right?
Okay.
The favorite one for the last several weeks is, why are there so many birds in my name? Yes.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep.
It's brilliant.
This is just as I expected.
There you go. See, this is, you never know what's going to happen. But we were writing, we were doing stuff with like Egyptian hieroglyphics. Right. And so we were doing the old classic, can you try to write your name using the sounds from the Egyptian hieroglyphics, right? Yes. And so they were so they were trying to write their names, and whatever letter it is was like, this person has a lot of that letter in their name, and they were getting extremely frustrated because it's either like a little circle, a crook, a little feather thing, or like a lion or a bird, like a full-on bird.
Yeah.
And so they were like, because somebody was like, I'm done, and they have like a very short name with none of those letters in it.
Sure.
And they were just like, why does my name have so many birds? She just loudly shouted across the class.
Excellent.
So there you go. Here you go. Potential recurring segment of, I heard it in 6th grade. There you go, baby.
I heard it in 6th grade. I love this. Okay. This is perfect.
So I'm going to keep my ears open, see if there's any more gems.
Oh, I'm
like this.
Unfortunately, I'm sure that you will find some.
That's true. That's true. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes.
Well,
anyway,
what other unfortunate things are befalling?
Oh my days,
people.
Oh my gosh.
Man, Pip here in quite a chapter we have.
This is yeah. Oh my, again with the somehow the way that we have like accidentally structured our reading for this. It seems like we always get like this time we had one way too long chapter.
Oh.
One like in the middle chapter, and then like a holy cow, what?
Yeah.
And again, I don't. So we've accidentally had once again captured the formula of way too long, short, and kind of not memorable. And oh dear Lord, a bombshell has been dropped.
Quite the bombshell. But we will get there because we have to first get through this
the
chapter
slog,
40, right?
That is chapter 40.
My goodness.
Oh, yes. So we're gonna. Not a lot happens in this one. We get some like. So if we kind of go through this one like a little bit, right?
This is basically. This is Pip frets. Okay.
Yes.
We can move on.
Yeah, pretty much. However, we do get an excellent sentence in this chapter right at the beginning, um, when he's talking about the where'd he go? When he's talking about the neighbors, right?
Oh my goodness,
And
yes.
he's and he's like, wait, is that this chapter? I can't even remember now. Surely it is. Or is that
Um,
41?
uh,
No, it's this
he had,
one.
oh, is that the
No.
other one?
When
Well,
he's
because he
like,
said, oh no, he said, but I was looked after by an inflammatory old female assisted by an animated
yeah,
ragbag
yeah,
when
yeah,
she
yeah,
called.
that part.
What?
Right? Yes, they both had weak eyes, which I had long attributed to their chronically looking at keyholes, and they were always at hand when not wanted. Indeed, that was their only reliable quality
I
besides larceny. I love
I love I love that so much. That made me I it's there the way he could describe, like, you immediately know everything you need to know about these people and
yes.
how Pip proceeds, like, that was so, like, succinctly and clearly done. I It was so great.
So yeah, that was excellent. But anyway, we're fretting about uh the fact that we now have this man here, but we do have a mystery, right? We are fretting about the mystery man, right?
Oh,
Because, right? Because as he like he decides that he just like decides that he's going to go down and talk to the watchman for whatever reason, and he like trips over somebody in the stairs,
uh-huh.
right? In the staircase. And then like he's like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And the person doesn't say anything. And so he runs down to get the watchman, and he's not there anymore.
Dun
And
dun.
he's like, what's going on? And the watchman guy's like, "Oh, I don't know. That's pretty weird. Hey, did that guy that was looking for you find you?" He's like, "Oh yeah. You mean my uncle?" He's like, "Yeah. And what about the guy with your uncle?" And he's like, "The what?
Yes.
Excuse me?"
That was great. It's like, oh yeah, the other one.
I'm sorry, huh?
Huh? This
So
was
we have this mystery person about, right, who's sleeping in the stairs, you know, like you do, um, and may or may not have come following uh,
Well,
the
at this
dude,
moment, we don't know
our
whether it was
convict.
followed or whether it was with.
Yes,
Because
it's mysterious.
that is the mystery of mysteries that we will soon.
Yeah, and he does at some point ask him, and he's like, "Nah, I was by myself. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
So dun, dun,
Dun dun.
dun. Right, but we have to go and he goes and he's gonna go buy some clothes, and big dude's like got some really bizarre ideas about how to disguise himself. Like he becomes obsessed with the idea of shorts for some reason as
He
a
talks him
good
out of that
disguise.
because otherwise, then, like, he also has some idea of him being halfway between what, like, a clergy and a magistrate, and he's like, no,
Yeah,
no, no, no. What if you're like a wealthy farmer?
yeah. What if we go more low key? What if we don't wear weird things that draw more attention to ourselves?
Yes,
What if we don't do that?
but he was
Right?
obsessed with having powder as well. Like, he
Yes.
just
Yeah.
had to have powder.
That's fair. That's fair. The shorts was a weird turn I was not expecting.
No.
Um,
Oh,
right?
we do learn his name, Abel
Yes.
Magwitch,
Yes.
right?
Which he's given the name of Pavis or Povis or whatever to the ship, and so he's just Pip decided he's going to go with that name, right? He's going to go with that name. It's fine, right? Or Provis, excuse me. But yeah, and so we get this chapter is just a lot of fretting. We go and we get the clothes, and come back.
We
Doing.
also get Pip's.
Oh, he does go see Mr. Jaggers. Is that this chapter?
Uh, wait, no, is that this
Yes,
one?
yes, yes, yes,
It
yes,
is
yes,
okay.
yes.
Well, I was gonna say this is also where Pip is. I think this is where he's describing, um, well, Provis here, Abel, whatever. He's now wanting to spend a bunch of money and, like, really live it up because he's
Yeah,
talking, like, horses and boots and, like, a pad off of the
yeah.
park and,
And
like,
Pip is
and
like, no,
he's like, no, no, we're not doing
no,
that.
well, no, low key, right?
Yes,
Low, because he's like, aren't you still wanted? He's like, well, yeah. And he's like, well, then we can't just be like super ostentatious and like drawing attention to ourselves, right? Okay, that's not a
Well,
thing that we can do. Like,
because also Pip remarks several times about how Abel's mannerisms and
are
lack
very,
of manners,
yeah,
like you can just tell. Like Pip describes how he sits, how he stands, how he moves, how he eats, how he holds his pipe, how he
he
holds
doesn't
his,
like how he eats. You
yeah,
can't watch him.
does not like how he eats, but everything like just to Pip screams wanted man and just like uncouth and uncivilized and just rough.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he's gonna try to, but again, Piff knows about. Like, I think this is like even more than like because Pip knows about like life in the country. Like,
Yes.
this is like beyond that, right? This guy is so like animalistic with what he does. That's like crazy, right? Um, so yeah, we find out that he's been I think I just misinterpreted the last time. Last time I think I said that he was in the States, right? He was in Australia. That's where he's been, right? He's been
Yes.
in Australia, which makes more sense with the sheep herding thing. I don't know why I put that together.
Um,
Right. So he's been in Australia doing Australian-y things. So he's been Australian sheep farming. Um, and this becomes important in a minute because he does when he goes out to the thing, he goes and he drops by to talk to Mr. Jaggers, right? And he's like, "Hey,
oh,
I need to talk to you about a thing." And he's like, "Yes." And he's like, "I have been
I
told."
I know I love this because
This part was really good.
he says Pip is like Pip comes in and Pip and Jaggers can immediately tell
Something's
what's
wrong.
Pip
Yeah, or like
the
something's up. Like, oh,
first thing he says is now Pip, be careful.
yes,
And then he says, don't commit yourself and don't commit anyone. You understand? Anyone. Don't tell me anything.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to know anything. I
Yeah,
am
you
not
can't
curious.
remember. Yeah, I don't need to know because he's like, I was told. He's like, do you mean told or do you mean informed? And he's like, Pip stops and goes, I have been informed. And he's like, ah, yes, good. Okay, tell me more.
Yes, that's great.
uh,
Oh.
and he's like, I have been informed that this person is my long mysterious benefactor. Is that true? And he's like, yes. Okay. And then he goes, by the way, uh, I, I am not so unreasonable, sir, as to think you at all responsible for my mistake and wrong conclusions, but I have always supposed it was Miss Haversham. And Jaggers is like, you are correct. That is no fault but your own.
I am not at all responsible for that.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
And he was like, all right. He was like, I don't need to say anymore. I have verified my information. I'm good. But, you know, Jagger's response is, and this Magwitch, who is in New South Wales,
Oh,
yes,
yes.
every time he talks to him, he's like, Mr. Magwitch, who is currently in New South Wales,
Yes. Yes. And
has disclosed himself. You will comprehend. Make sure that you tell him by means of communication how much I followed every single direction I was given and never once deviated at all.
yes. And even then he's like, "Oh, but you heard this from Provost, right? I got a letter for like." So he's even now treating these as two different people. It's fantastic what's being done here.
Well, exactly, because Wimmick told the Provost guy, and he was like, "Oh yes, and it was by this Provost that you have been communicated to about Mr. Magwitch in New South Wales." He's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Good, that's fine."
Yes, fantastic.
And he's just like, "Okay, bye."
Good day, Pip. And and he just Jaggers like he says like he ends. He says good day, hands him his offers his hand. This is done. We shook hands, and he's like, we're down. And it's like okay, business transaction done.
Because I believe now this is like the relationship between Jaggers and Pip is now done.
Yes.
Right? Because he was only supposed to be acting as the intermediary until such time as it was disclosed who the benefactor was.
Yes.
And so Jaggers is saying, all right, our relationship is now over. Here's all the remaining paperwork I have. Make sure this is for you. Make sure to tell him I did all the things. Tell him that you have this.
Also
Blah
tell
blah blah.
him that there's still a
The
bill
remaining
due.
balance is to be transferred to you completely. Like, what? Bang! Like, way out. Over. So, yeah, that's.
And then he's okay. Well, we have that answer at least.
yeah. So we have that, and that's pretty much this chapter. We're just sort of waiting until Herbie can come home.
Yeah, because
right? That's what we're waiting for.
Yeah,
we're waiting for the return of Herbert.
Yeah,
like he's just kind of, it's like 5 days, right? He says it feels like it's been forever, but it's like not even a week that he's waiting for Herbert to show up. Like, he's trying to be with this guy. They don't go anywhere. They walk around at nighttime, right? They go out for like an evening stroll because it's dark and you can be like,
he doesn't want to be seen.
Oh yeah.
And there's just like, this is the part where he's describing being around Abel,
like all his
Provost
mannerisms
here.
And the way he eats, and he like stabs things randomly with his knife. Like,
He's, as soon as he sits down, he opens his pocket knife. Like, this is just a sit down pocket knife out, or just like everything in him is trying to repress. He says everything that would be desirable to repress, I can't repress. I can't keep this in behind him enough. It's just like a blazing crown on his head that this is who he is, and I can't do anything to hide him.
Yeah.
And so taking out at night, and it's just and he's getting it's grating at him how apparent Provost is and how just anxious Pip is to be able to do something with this.
He also talks about this book that he has, right?
Yeah.
It's like a little weird because when Herbie does show up, he like whips it out, right? And this is some sort of like, we don't really know what it's for, right? It seems, he describes it as, it looks as if it has been stolen from a courtroom at some point, but like, it's just like a black book, and he makes people like swear on it, right? This is how he judges the measure of a person. Like, he makes them swear on the book, right? And like, when Herbie does show up and he's like, hey, I'm so glad I'm here, and he's like, what is happening?
He stops because
he's like, you've been, because you know how Herbert just talks, right? He's like, oh, he just sort of blows in, and he's all like, oh, hello, and he's like, but you seem to have gone quite thin. It seems I've been gone 12 months. And then he stops and looks. He's like, oh, I beg your pardon.
Hello, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, because he notices Provost standing behind him, and he's like,
with his knife out, and he's
yes, of course,
like, starts slowly putting it away.
Yeah, he's like, it's a visitor of mine. And he's like, it's all right, dear boy, said Provost, coming forward with his little clasped black book, and then addressing himself to Herbert. Take it in your right hand. Lord strike you dead on the spot if you ever spill in any way, one whatsoever. And Pip's just like, just do it, Herbert. It's fine. Don't worry.
I love that. And Herbert's such good sport. He's just like, oh, okay, yep. This.
And he's like, you're on your oath now, you know. He's like, yeah, okay. Like, what? He's like, just humor him, Herbert. It's fine. Okay, whatever. Which leads us to the brilliant opening line of chapter 41. In vain should I attempt to describe the astonishment and disquiet of Herbert when I and Provost sat down before the fire, and I recounted the whole of the secret.
Yep. He just
enough that I saw my own feelings reflected in Herbert's face, and not least among them, my repugnance towards the man who had done so much for me.
Yep. He's just like, oh man, this went downhill fast.
It really did. Right, it really did. You know, so they do like they did like rent him a room like across the way, right?
Oh, yes.
In the meantime, for when Herbert came back, and so they talk, and then they walk him home, and they come back, and like they're Herbert and him are just like, okay, now what do we do?
And this is where Pip is now describing, like, he doesn't want anything to do with this. He doesn't want his money, and he's even more abhorred that Provost is showing up wanting to spend all this money.
Well, also he wants to stay
Oh yeah,
because he's like, how long are you staying? And he's like, yes, I am staying.
I'm
He's like,
back.
oh yeah, he's just back now. And so like before, like in the last chapter we glossed over a little bit, but like there was a moment where Pip was like, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna take whatever clothes I'm wearing. I'm just gonna leave and I'm gonna join the soldiers and I'm gonna go to India. Like that's what
I was like, whoa, okay.
and he tells that to Herbert, and Herbert's like, I don't think you'd be a very good soldier.
Yeah, well, he's like, sure, you could do that, sure. But don't you also have like a lot of debts that you'd need to pay off? I don't think you're going to get those paid off.
Yeah, maybe do that first.
Yes.
Yeah, because he does have these regrets. He is talking about like, oh, how I wish I never left Joe. He's like, I could just be working honestly in the forge, because he's like, yo, Herbert, I have, what am I fit for? He's like, I have no prospect. I have no training. I have no like ability. I have no craft, right? Like I'm going to go be a soldier. And Herbert's like, okay, that's a bit extreme, right?
Don't say for nothing, I think is what he says.
Yeah, he's like, that sounds like a bad plan. Maybe we don't do that. Yeah, soldiering won't do. That's what he says. Soldiering won't do.
Yeah.
And so, he's like, you would definitely just be better off in a clericer's house,
like me.
Which is, yeah, like I was. And he was like, oh, but poor fellow, he little suspected with whose money he was moving upward. So he's like, Herbert basically is like, you're going to have to leave with him. You're going to have to go somewhere. Like, you can't stay here. Like, because he is wanted and he's weird, but like, because he's wanted and you can't live, especially in London, right? Like that's like the hub of, all of the English government. And so like, you can't stay in London if he is a known wanted person, even though he probably is not known by that many people currently. But he is like, you're just gonna have to go. You should leave and take him with you and go somewhere. And he's like, but I don't want to do that.
Yes. That's also sounds terrible.
Yeah. So they're trying to figure out what to do about that. When the next day,
well, because then they basically are going, well, we don't know. I don't actually know anything about this guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I'm going to figure out. And basically Herbert's like, you could ask him when he comes over for breakfast.
Yes. He's coming back in the morning. We should just ask him.
Yeah.
And oh boy, that's what they do.
And I guess part of that is like, do you think that's just out of curiosity, or do you think this is going to give Pip is hoping for something to use to get him out of London? Like, why do you think that's what they decide on as their next step?
I think partially just so they can have some sort of plan to start with, right? And I think he is also just curious because like he has brought it up a few times in his thoughts, like he wants to ask, like, why were you in jail? Like, why were you a prisoner? What happened? What were you before I met you? How did you end up there? But like he didn't. Like he didn't know how to bring it up. And he was kind of afraid to broach the subject. And now Herbert's like, I think we should ask him. And he's like, oh, yeah, we should, because he already wanted to, right? Just because he wants to know, right? He like just wants to know, like, why, like, what are the circumstances that brought you here? And I think he wants to know, like, am I correct in being so reviled by your presence, right?
Yes.
Like, did you actually do some sort of like horrid crime that, because, like, makes me
because
like that validates my feeling towards you. Like, am I right that you're a bad person? Right. I
because
think
in Pip's imagination, he even said like he was basically heaping every unknown atrocity onto him as a criminal,
yeah.
and was just like it was just building and building and building, and he's just going, I kind of just need to know who I'm working with and who's my benefactor here, who really is.
Yes. And so in chapter 42, we get that story. Holy cow.
Yeah,
So it starts off with, you know, normal stuff, right? He's like, I was, whatever. Um, I've been locked up as much as a silver tea kettle, right? I was just, blah blah blah. Um, he was just kind of like a random guy, didn't really do much. But he fell in with some dudes. Oh no, he was like a laborer, right? Tramping, begging, thieving, working sometimes when I could, though that weren't as often as you think, until you put the question whether you would have been over ready to give me work yourselves. Poaching, laborer, wagoner, right? Just kind of an odd job country fella,
and he's
right?
yeah, but he's also he starts he doesn't know. I mean, is this? I forget part of this. I mean, this is the last thing that I read, and this whole thing kind of threw me off. But
Yes.
also, he doesn't. I kind of got it from the perspective of he kind of always grew up in this way,
Yeah.
right? Like he grew up always kind of on the edge of society.
Yeah.
In
Sounds like
that,
he was poor, right? And just kind of poor country guy,
yes,
right? That's kind of what it was, you know. But until one time, he was at the races and he met up with a guy named Compison,
yes,
right? And he was the man that you seen me pounded in the ditch, according to what you truly told your comrade after I was gone last night, right? So this is the other convict that was out that he saw on the marsh, right?
yes.
Was this other dude, right? This was the guy that he was like wailing on, which he was like, I'm gonna kill him. This is the guy. So now we find out why he was mad at this guy, right? um, so he'd like noticed me looking at him and like asked him to come and like he was like, oh, what, I see you down on your luck. And he's like, hey, luck changes, maybe yours is going to change too, right? So he invites him to like drink and eat with them or whatever. He went to the house the next time and he had another guy. He was like a criminal, right? He was what was Compison's business in which he was wanted to have a partner? His business was swindling, handwriting, forging, excuse me, stolen banknote passing, and such like. All sorts of traps as Compison could set with his head and keep his own legs out of it to get the profits and let another man in for. That was Compison's business.
Yes.
He'd no more heart than an iron file. He was as cold as death, and he had the head of the devil aforementioned. So he's like, you know, just a criminal, right?
We call this white collar criminals these
Yeah,
days because
yeah,
he's just
forging
yes,
and fraud and maybe a bit of money laundering here and there, right? And so he had another guy who was with him, right? So he had this other guy. So here's the first time that my like your spidey senses go off, right? He says, "There's another guy there. There was another man in with Compison. He was called Arthur, not as being so christened, but it was his surname. He was in a decline and was a shadow to look at him. Him and Compison had been in a bad thing with a rich lady some years before, and they'd made a pot of money on it. Uh,
hmm, hmm.
right? This is where your hairs on your neck stand up a little bit. You're like, wait a minute, what?
Yes.
Arthur was dying, and a dying poor with horrors on him. Campisan's wife, which Campisan kicked mostly, so he was not very nice, apparently. Right, we get this story basically here. Paraphrase this: like Arthur was dying, and he like they were at the house, and he was fevered, probably. Right, they're all there. I'm assuming that Provis is here also because the way that he's talking about it.
Yes.
He was witness to this, but he said he starts shrieking. Right
About
now, I can't get rid of her. She's all in white, he says, with flowers in her hair. She's awful mad. She's got a shroud hanging over her arm. She says she'll put it on me at 5 a.m. Right? So he's being haunted by this woman, all in white, wearing a shroud and flowers. Oh no.
Probably nothing.
Probably not related at all. Nothing in this book is connected back to things we've heard before.
No.
Everything's fine. Right. So they take him upstairs and they give him some booze and he kind of calms down and right. But
only
not
for
for
a
he's
little
like
bit.
he's like, yeah, for a little bit, because later he starts screaming again. He's like, look at her, right? She's right there. Don't you see her? Get her away from me. Right. And they're like,
Nope.
okay, buddy. Right. But he got up screaming again. He yelled, don't let her throw it over my shoulders. Don't let her lift me up to get around me. She's lifting me up. Keep it down. Then he lifted himself up hard and was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah. Definitely not a. Right. So anyway, that was a thing that happened. Right. And then we go back. This again, I don't really like this part is a little bit disjointed because like then it jumps from there to them being convicted together on like some felony charges. Right. And here we see the two-tiered justice system in all its glory.
Yes.
Right. Campisan shows up to court beautifully adorned.
Well,
right?
prior to this, Campisan tells Avis here basically like we're separating and we'll have separate defenses. And basically,
yeah.
Like he immediately tells we're doing this individually. And this is where Provis gets connected to Jaegers because he basically
later
sells
on,
everything that he can.
Yeah. But not until after this part, I don't think. Because he says, before I could I had to sell before I could get to Jagger. But yeah, they have separate defenses. And so because he sold everything to get Jaggers as his lawyer and all this stuff, right? They show up to court and Campisan is like he's dressed very nice. He has nice handkerchiefs. So he's very gentlemanly. And Magwitch is just like there in his dirty old clothes, right? And basically the lawyer is like, look at him. Look at this one is clearly a villain. And this guy clearly is not. And even if he did it too, he's nowhere near as bad as this other guy. That's basically what's happening here.
Absolutely it is. 100%.
Yeah, it's basically what's happening here. And so he gets like railroaded and convicted to more time than the other guy, right? But whenever he finds out that he is on the same ship, he just vows, I'm going to do what the justice system did not. And I will show you who is equal now. I will show you this. And so like he didn't realize like the other guy escaped the ship to get away from this dude. That's why he escaped, right? But when he found out that the other escaped convict was him, he was real in a bad way, right? right? But my boy, I was give to understand his compison was out on them marshes too. Upon my soul, I half believe he had escaped in his terror to get quit of me, not knowing it was me as had got ashore. I hunted him down, I smashed his face. And now, says I, is the worst thing I can do, carry nothing for myself, I'll drag you back. Like he was like, I'm just gonna take you back to the ship.
Yes.
All beat up
We're
and
not
dead.
done.
I
Yes.
don't even care. He's like, you're not getting out of this. I will take you back myself. I will haul you up on the board without the guard's help. I don't even care.
That's a basic. Yeah, it's he wanted because he wanted to have him back in the same place, have them be equal, right?
Yes, he wanted them to be equal. They did the same crime. They should be punished equally. That's what he thought.
Yes.
Right. And the crime, again, it doesn't sound like it was like a, right? It was just like fraudy stuff. So he wasn't like a, right? We both committed it for felony. That's all it says.
Yep.
Right.
No murder
of
here.
of putting stolen notes in circulation.
Yeah, forgery.
Right. Forgery. Or it just says stolen notes. So like they're just robbed. Just some robbery.
Come
just
on.
a little robbery.
Yeah.
It's fine. Right. So this, I don't know how this will make Pip feel, knowing that the original crime was just robbery. It's a pretty normal crime. Nothing too flashy. Nothing exciting. Right. He didn't go to jail to be a murderer. He just got murder. He just got life for like trying to escape and like murdering this guy, which, you know, it's fine. Right. He says, is he dead? Is who dead, dear boy? Compi-san. He hopes I am. If he's alive, you may be sure. I never heard of him. I never heard no more of him.
Yeah.
And at this point, Herbert is just sort of sitting in the corner, listening, and he's writing in a book.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And as Provost stands there smoking by the fire, he just kind of hands the book to him. Right. And in the book, Herbie has written, young Haversham's name was Arthur. Compi-san is the man who professed to be Miss Haversham's lover. I shut the book and nodded slightly to Herbert and put the book by, but neither of us said anything, and both looked at Provost as he stood smoking by the fire. Dun, dun, dun! So, Compi-san was running a con. He's the man that was running the con on Miss Haversham.
Yeah.
With her brother, right? To try to get all of her money, who abandoned her at the altar, left her in this state of duress. And, you know, so I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if Pip is going to be like, oh, you avenged Miss Haversham. Well, that's good. Right?
You know what? Given where we are with Pip, absolutely. This is exactly
like,
what's going on.
This is some sort of bizarre thing that he will think, right? Like, oh, this is excellent. Okay, that's a good news. Maybe we should go tell her. No, don't do that, Pip. Don't do that. We'll see, though. We'll see what happens. Probably. But this is our official bombshell, right? We have connected some more dots because apparently in all of London, all of England, like these 5 people all know each other somehow. Yes. That this guy, weirdly, fell in with the people that deceived Miss Haversham several years after the fact. Yes. Right? He fell in with them. He was doing the crimes, you know, little whatevers, and then they got busted. One of the Arthur died from sickness or vengeful spirit. We don't know. Yep. Maybe this is what Miss Haversham is doing when she's walking the halls. She's projecting her vengeful ghost out across like the moors to murder. Yeah, right. Like astral projecting her rage out towards her enemies. Right. Okay. It's like an X-Men power, right? It's very
projected rage. Okay. I did have a previous title, but that takes the cake. Okay.
Dang it. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you know, Anyway, I forgot my thought. Oh yeah, so they were together. This guy died. They commit some more crimes. They go to jail. They both escape simultaneously. Pip sees them. Boom. Here we are now. Like,
Ta-da.
this is a very convoluted, connected story, which leads me to believe that we must, of course, identify the unnamed person on the stairs. This must happen at some point in this book, since everything is connected. Right. We will, in fact, find this out at some point. Who knows how far into the future, but we are running out of pages. So we can't, we can't wait too much longer.
No, they will be the last piece in our puzzle
the
here.
last page, right? We got like 100 some pages left. So not that many, but we do have one more mystery to solve. What is Pip going to do? Is Pip going to leave somewhere? It's a real question. And are we going to find out who the person on the stairs was? No one knows.
And will he marry Estella?
I hope not, but you never know. You never know. We haven't mentioned Estella in several chapters, so be on the lookout for that. Coming soon. Can't go too long without thinking about her.
Oh, yeah, it's things are heating up. It's getting good.
They are hotting up, that's true.
Yes.
Finally, some action.
Oh, well,
some action in between the fretting.
Oh my gosh, there's so much fretting. That's all this is. Fretting and pacing and pacing and fretting. Well, to help cool us down, I can give a haiku.
Oh, yes.
Of my, for me. So, here we go. Quiet sliding doors hush. Highway hum, kids safe behind. Comfort on long roads.
I almost jokingly asked, is it about a Pacifica?
I mean...
And...
didn't have to ask. Just say that.
It's...
Oh... There we go.
Excellent. So excellent. There we go.
Looking for that 2026 redesign, and then we.
Oh man, Grizzly Edition.
So excited. But for that, we'll have to wait till next time or longer, and see what happens.
Or longer. Okay.
Very good. Well, we'll do this again soon.
All right.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.